people need to have an opportunity to like end through their pain, like so
They have to
they
vent.
right, but they run. A lot of people, in my perception, they run from the church because all the
Because of the
things
church people. Look
Yeah.
at what's happening now in the church.
Right.
But where do you get church people from? The street.
the streets, right?
They come from the street.
Right, so we got to go back to the
So
streets.
you got to go back to
Exactly.
the street, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Because the street takes care of you better than the church.
That's it.
Only one to take care of you is God.
Right.
Because church folks are church folks, and they're the worst folk.
Right, and they've made it so about politics a lot of times.
And that's what it is.
Right, and so
Look at our pastor T.D. Jakes,
yeah,
but he's human. So
Yeah.
who are we to judge him?
right,
T.D. Jakes have touched the world and still touching the world.
right,
And saved me.
Yeah.
And saved many people. So who we'd even talk about him? He's human.
Right.
If I hit you, it hurt, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's your perception of him.
Yeah.
You thought he was God.
Right.
But he's only a man.
come on, and I think
man will
sometimes
fail you all the time.
exactly.
So that's the
what I
word.
was going to say.
Yeah, it is what it is.
And we have to understand that in our human form that we don't have, number one, have a right to judge people, but it's going to fail. When we put people on these pedestals, sometimes God will bring people down just because He wants you to know.
He wants you to know that
That
I
you-
am who I am.
Right.
Because God will keep you if you want to be kept.
Come on.
And the reason why we went through the things that we went through is not because we wanted to go through it, because God allowed us to go through it for someone else, because then there will be no Black Sheep podcast
That's it.
if you had not been with what you've been
That's
through.
it. That's
so you
it.
can't tell me anything.
Right.
And if you have not been through anything, I don't want to hear anything from you. So
That's
before
it.
a podcast starts, if a person that wasn't going through anything, it's nothing that you can tell me.
Right.
Nothing you can tell me.
And so I made a post. I saw a gentleman make this comment that sometimes we misdiagnose our pain as punishment.
Isn't that something?
Huh? Right. And so
who
when we
be
do
punished
that,
going through that?
right? Because we don't know that sometimes God allowed, like He did Job. He said, "Have you considered
My servant.
my servant Job?" So what God said is, "I'm going to allow you to go." And make him go through all these trials and tribulations, because I know at the end of the day, whatever you take from him, I'm going to make it good.
You better say it.
10
And he
times
had his
over.
hand on you and he had his hand on me.
Right.